Hey there, hi there. It's me, Priscilla B. Welcome to your a Christmas reading. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, or happy whatever you're watching this. Happy birthday, Caps. We just entered Capricorn season. This is a general reading for all signs, so take what resonates, leave the rest. So I'm going to be doing a past, present, future for you, and this is going to be Soul Light Oracle cards that I'm going to be using. And I'm also going to be using, um, these are, what were these cards? Love cards, I think they were. But it says here on the box, discover the voice of your heart, uncover the hidden truth. And for a little bit of fun, I'm going to be using the Office Tarot deck. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. All right, so I'm back. Just had to have some delicious cup of coffee with brown sugar and creamer and red velvet whipped cream for all you coffee lovers out there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the office cards because this is like based on the normal deck, Rider Waite deck. And so this is going to give us the overall like energy of what's going on. And then basically the Soul Light Oracles and the Love deck here help kind of like understand more deeper level of what's going on. I feel like this is like really has to do with your subconscious and like fears, hopes and fears when it comes to your journey, like your life path. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, Stanley Temperance. Wow, Temperance. That is a great card to get on the first choice. Oh, I have this cute little penguin. Isn't this so cute? It came off some Christmas lights I'm using, but I love penguins. Okay, penguin. There you go. Okay, and then we have the Chariot. Oh yeah, what was her name? The CEO of Sabra. She brought Dunder Mifflin. Interesting. Okay, so basically like for my backdrop is a little bit but I love the paper, so it works. Okay, so you have Temperance for your past, and you have the Chariot for your current energy, and your future energy is this Five of Swords. Whew, heavy stuff. Like you're afraid here of losing. You're afraid here of not being like the choice that people make or somebody makes. Okay, this scene is when Dwight and Andy were dueling over Angela, and then Andy revealed to Dwight that he did sleep, in fact, sleep with Angela. So Dwight was under the impression that she wasn't sleeping with him, but they were engaged. So Andy's like, obviously, we slept together, we're engaged. So that's when Dwight really lost the duel because he was only with Angela under the condition that she didn't sleep with her own fiance. So it's a very like dramatic scene here between, Dwight the beet farmer. That's why you have beets up here, and then Andy, the dreamer of being on the stage and like Broadway and stuff like that, the actor. So that's why you have the sad and happy, infamous masks here. Okay, so to represent theater. So some heavy stuff, right? Ideally, you don't want to walk into something very heavy. Ideally, you might want to stay in what's comfortable, like Stanley Temperance, very comfortable energy, very calming energy, presence. He goes to work for the pretzel day, right? He pours himself something to drink, a cup of coffee each day. And, he doesn't say much, unless it's very important, right? So there's that, and then there is his crossword puzzles, right, that he loves to do, and then there's oh my gosh, why am I spacing on her name right now? Jo, right? Jo, I think her name was Jo, from okay, so, and she's from the south, and she's got those two big giant Doberman dogs that are like they could drive a chariot, right? So let's see here. We got, ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, your past is linked to a fortune, right? But then the wheel could always spin in the direction of misfortune, right? You have Meredith with her hair on fire. You have the bandage over her head. You have Creed. So who's an interesting character, right? So you don't, um, oops, okay. So you don't necessarily, I feel like you don't necessarily know where your future is going. You just don't want it to go here. And you're relying on your past experiences, like your fears of past experiences reoccurring and happening again. And you're like, oh no, what if something bad happens again? Well, what if something good happens, right? Okay, Two of Swords. Again, like, you have to know your safe space. You have to know when you're feeling secure versus when you aren't feeling secure. And, you have the chattering teeth. You have Michael here with his swords, and he's, he's got a, thing across his eyes so he can't see anything. And oftentimes Michael was very oblivious to the obvious social situation dynamics, like he couldn't read the room. And I feel like for you, your biggest fear is like, when I walk into a space, am I getting the right impression? And I feel like you are getting the right impression, but your past traumas are carrying through into like your future actions. Oh yeah, look, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so here is Daryl, and he's the manager of the warehouse, and he always required, to be paid fairly, and he took his job very serious. And Michael would often come down to the warehouse and stir up trouble. But overall, Daryl was a very good character as far as like, um, maintaining peace as much as he could, and then at times he struggled, especially when the warehouse workers, well, he became manager of the warehouse, but he also got an office up in the main office area where Michael and, Stanley and Andy and Dwight worked, and he got a promotion, and he left and went upstairs. And when he did that, the warehouse workers one day decided to buy a lottery ticket, and they actually all won the lottery, like a portion of the lottery, because they shared in the winnings. And they went on to do like, different things with that. And they didn't include Daryl because he, like, quote unquote abandoned them. And I feel like for you, it's like, well, if you get like a bigger promotion, or you walk away from your past and you expand and experience, something new and exciting, are people going to get lucky off because you left, right? Are good things going to happen because you're not there? And I feel like all the good things are happening because you are present. And look, Joe is the CEO. This is your current energy. It's like, you are the CEO of your own life. You're the boss of your own life, okay? And, Joe had these big dreams of becoming her own boss someday. And I remember when Jim was playing a prank on Gabe, he listened to her audiobook, and her audiobook was talking about how how her father said she would like never amount to anything or something like that. There was something about her past where she never felt like a Barbie doll. There we go. Barbie. I love Barbie. You can see I have Barbie wrapping paper. So basically, Joe was like, oh, well, I want someone to make a Barbie out of me. But is she skinny, white, blonde lady? No, right? She is an older woman, and she has gray hair, and, she's not like size 0, okay? But she still wanted someone to make a Barbie out of her someday. Like, she envisioned little girls looking up to her and aspiring to be someone like her, right? A woman in control, a woman in power, right? A woman with financial stability, with what's the word I'm looking for? Success, but also like status. I feel like this reading is like, you subconsciously worry that your status is like this low level, like rejected, not fortunate, um, you know, doesn't know how to, um, you know, make connections, or losing out on, the benefit of good fortune. And that's not at all what I'm getting from this reading as far as like your future and where you're going to go in life. But you're kind of like stuck right now where you feel like the how could things get better? Because like yes, you currently want this chariot energy of like moving forward and becoming more successful and gaining more status and gaining more recognition and gaining more power. But your energy is saying like I think you might have to see the truth, right? Because this card definitely it's a two of swords, so it's often like boundaries or like putting up unhealthy walls or something like that. But also kind of reminds me of like justice, when it's like you like other people passing judgments on you, and you are trying to shield yourself from that, and you're also trying to not open yourself up to, like, you have the fear of trying sort of, but you have to sometimes let those walls down just a little bit, just enough to take a chance that you could do well financially. Like yes, his coworkers won the lottery, but then afterward it's revealed that a lot of them were facing problems, right? Because the money did things to them, and it was better for him to have a financially stable career and long-term place of employment than to just quit his job with his lottery winnings and just go off, and live some, fast-paced financially luxury style. And also Joe, she didn't win the lottery and just make a Barbie of herself, right? She worked very, very hard at building up an empire, right? Sabra, and building up a company that would be financially successful for years to come and provide for her for a legacy for forever, and it's all about like different types of character too, because I find like even Stanley, like I'm sure he could have found a much less stressful job than working for a boss that like nearly gave him a heart attack. But it was all about his journey at the office. It was all about his progress, and every single character, their journey was about finding their truth, finding themselves. Michael dreamed of finding the love of his life and settling down and having children, but when it came time to decide between his career and continuing being a manager at Dunder Mifflin or going with Holly back to Colorado, he chose that his journey and his path at Dunder Mifflin had come to an end. Like he had done all he could already to teach, as he called them, his children, and move forward. And I feel like for you, your future might be, yes, breaking up a relationship with someone or something, or like yourself almost, and really just realizing like the hardships to come. There's always going to be hardships to come, but you can overcome them. And that's the key message here, is you can overcome the challenges that you are going to inevitably face. Like, yeah, we don't want challenges. We don't like dueling with other people. We don't like, misfortune. We don't like, seeing other people more successful than ourselves. But we have to realize that in the right time, we will become successful. We will overcome these challenges. We will see fortune again. The Wheel of Fortune is a funny card. It's one day you're up, the next day you're down, right? And mastering how to deal with those downs is where you find your grounding, where you find your stability and your strength to persevere and go become up again. Okay, so yeah, because I honestly, I feel like for you it's like you have World's best boss. 10 of wands. There you are, the boss of your own like life, your own story, okay? But it does have its challenges. You do become overwhelmed at times. Like Michael, he had to fire employees, remember, and he really didn't want to do that, but like it had to be done. So, you find the right path along the way. You find the right, like, I guess the direction you want to go is something that is really up to you, and you're in control of it. And once you know you're in control of it, then things become a lot easier. Yeah, because I'm seeing Queen of Swords. Her wisdom is absolute. Got a little like smudge on Angela's nose there. It's kind of funny. Your wisdom is absolute. Angela always thought she was right about everything, right? And she's the character that these two men were dueling about. So maybe you are in duelship. Maybe you're in a little bit of a duelship with yourself, like you don't really know if like what the right path is forward. But the Queen of Swords is to show you up, like, no matter what, the right path forward is choosing yourself and choosing to be strong and important and determined to never give up, I feel like. And even though things are stressful and times get hard, you have to persevere and you can't give up. And I think that's what the Queen of Swords reminds you of most, is that she's mastered this ability to not give up on herself and to keep trying no matter what. And that's something you have to really think about when you're like in your lowest of lows. It's like, do I just give up? Do I just settle for, not getting the promotion or not having the life I want?